Welcome to the Inspired by InVideo show. Here you can learn about how to use InVideo, ask questions and show off your videos. Stephen Healy is a content creator and facilitator for BeLive TV. I'm John Upton and I'm a video creator and general marketer for an agency based in the UK called Think and Do. Okay, one of the questions I see regularly asked is, how can I make the stage bigger on my screen? Well, there isn't any real facility within the program to make it bigger. You can hide the left panel, but it doesn't make much of a difference. And we can bring the left panel back out. But if you go up to the three dots and you go to the zoom function and you go to set to 75%, look how much bigger it is. You can still shut the left panel and it centers it, but it doesn't actually make much difference there. A couple of people have said shut the right hand panel, but there isn't any facility to shut the right hand panel. So if you want to make it bigger, this is how it looks at the normal size. If you change it to 75%, you'll see that you get a considerably larger size. Okay, this week there's been a question about how you can put drop shadow on videos and pictures, and how can you put frames on pictures. Well, we're going to have a look at that. Now we've got a black background, and the first thing I'm going to do is change that. So I'm going to select background and I've unlocked it. Go to edit and then I can go to colors, and I'm just going to make it white. Okay, so now we've got a white background. There's a white piece of text here. We'll just move that up to there. And we'll change the colour of the text as well. We'll make the text, well actually let's make the text blue. Okay, so now I've got it there, and of course if I go to folders, catering equipment, no, I didn't want to go to folders, catering equipment, I wanted to go to folders, think and do. So that will open the folder, show me the media I've got there, and hey presto, I can add my logo. Now when you're adding your logo, the most important thing is to see that blue lines, because if you don't have those blue lines, it will in fact load it to the whole thing, because you saw a light blue line go around in there. So now I've got my basic structure here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to images, and let's go for autos. Oh, and hey presto, we got many more images. Okay, so let's take this picture of the old Fiat and let's size that. Now I know it's not showing up as very clear, but it will become clear over the course of the section. So we've got that. Let's go to videos and select autos there, and let's just pick this one here. I'm going to cut it down to 7 seconds, and I'll move that to there, and I'm just going to pull this one to match. Do you notice how you get a little line, pop-up line to show you that they're lined up? So when we come to the top, we've got a line, and lower down we got a line. Okay, so now we've got two elements, one of which is a video and one of which is an image of an old Fiat 500. So we want to add drop shadow. Now on text you'll see there's a drop shadow button, and you can choose the colour, and hey presto, you can see we've got that there. Now that's great, but all decisions are made for you. Whereas you could, and perhaps we'll have a go afterwards, make a deeper drop shadow by doing it yourself. So we've got a drop shadow on the text there. We've got a video here. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to shapes. Okay, and straight away I've got a square shape, so we're going to add that, and what I'm going to do is bring that to the corner, pull that out, you'll see it snaps to the edge, and pull that and snaps that to there. So now I want that to be behind, but I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to move it 5 key depressions to the right and 5 key depressions down. And now I'm going to go back to layers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the video and put it over element 1, which is there, and hey presto, we've created a drop shadow. I think it needs to go slightly more to the right, and what I can do is I can change the color, or I can drop the opacity. So there, it's not looking so strong just by dropping the opacity, or I could change the colour, and we could have a light blue to match the text up there. Okay, I'm going to undo that because I prefer the grey myself. So you can see that we've created a drop shadow for that there. And on the other one, I'm going to show you how to put an outline on there. So if we go further down, and I've got a feeling I've just gone past it. Oh no, there it is. The one that was above had got rounded corners, so let's add that, and let's drag that over to here, and we'll do the same as before. We'll line it up there, bring it down there. Oh, that's not good, is it? Because it just makes it bigger if you don't do it right. So I'd accidentally pulled the corner there, so you can see now that we've got those there, and that gives you an outline, and it's not quite far enough. Yep, and so that's how you can create an outline. Okay, I'm going to answer another question that I've seen in the group. We'll go back to the drop shadow on text, but show you something simply that is easy to do. In the questions it says, can I angle my video or my photograph on the screen? Well, the answer is you can. So if you click on it, you'll see this little tab here, and if you do that, we'll put that to -14 degrees, but in fact you can go all the way round and do whatever you want. Let's go back, make that -20, and we can go here and do the same with this and make this one -20, and hey presto, my drop shadows move with it as well. And exactly the same applies here. Okay, so let's have a look at that drop shadow on text. Let's remove these off the screen, give us a bit more space to work with. So if we go over to text here, let's go add a heading, and let's change the colour to something we can see. So let's add a red. Okay, and let's edit the text, and let's put a capital T in. Let's go to style, and let's set that to be 350. So that's pretty large. In fact, I'm going to pull that up now so it's in the center, and I'm going to do now is to select my T, and I'm going to do Control C, Control V, and I'm going to change the colour of my second one. So I'm going to change that to black, and then I can nip over to layers and swap them round. And now selecting the black, I can select in red, and even in this case it really doesn't matter which one you do. You can create your own choice on thickness of drop shadow. So that's really very similar to doing the drop shadow on a picture. You simply, in this case, you duplicate the text and you change the colour, and you can either move the front or the back one, it doesn't really matter, and create your own level of drop shadow that you want to suit your own needs. Now that quite often can be useful if you want to put a paragraph of text on the screen, although I keep telling people this is a video and people don't read text like they read in a pamphlet or a booklet or a magazine, but that could give you a drop text large capital at the front of a paragraph of text. One thing I didn't make clear is that to get the fine movement, I'm simply moving the item with the arrows on the keyboard. In previous videos I've talked about using Photoshop to crop items or to resize pictures, etc. A number of people have said to me, but we don't have Photoshop. Is there a web-based alternative? Well, the answer is there is. In this video we're going to look at how we can manipulate an image on the internet. No need for the Photoshop or any fancy programs like that. So we're going to go to a website called picresize.com. Okay, and there we are at PicResize. Now this is free. Okay, they give you the opportunity to buy them a coffee, but it is free. Okay, they do not keep your pictures long term, so if you do anything on here you can rest assured it's not going to stay in a library anywhere, and it's going to be safe. So there's a couple of, well, there's 4 different things you can do with this. You can get a picture from the computer, you can get a picture from a URL on the web, you can load multiple pictures, or you can paste in from the clipboard. We're going to, you can also drag and drop, so if you had 2 items side by side on your screen you could drag a file in. We're just going to do it the conventional way, and we're going to look at this product shot here. Okay, and this is a can of oil. Okay, and you can see there, if you don't like it or you've picked the wrong picture by accident, you can just hit the remove. We're going to carry on, so we're going to continue to edit the picture, and for a short while it will have you will have shown us up here that it was uploading the picture. So this isn't the actual size, but it is the actual picture. So you can crop it, you can deselect the crop if you cropped it. So there, let's deselect. We're going to leave the whole picture there. You can rotate it back, you can flip it in that plane, you can flip it in that plane, or you can just hit revert to go back to our original. Okay, so you can see straight away that you can manipulate and you can pick. So if I just wanted that bit there, I can pick that bit there. So we're going to leave it with a whole picture, so we'll just hit deselect, and that shows you that you can do a degree of manipulation. Next is about sizing it. So it defaults to 50% smaller, so my 1920 by 1080 picture has an estimated final size of 960 by 540. There are other options, so you can have no change and just use it to stay with the original picture, but use it to affect the quality, which will affect the file size. You can be 25% smaller, 50% smaller, 75% smaller. You can fit it to a pre-selected screen resolution, 1280, 1024 or 800, or you can select a custom size. Okay, so we've selected a custom size, so you can see it's gone 00 here. Now, for the particular software package I'm going to size this picture for, it wants 1000 pixels wide. So we can type 1000 in here, and it will has the option I can specify the number of pixels high, but if I leave that blank, it will work it out what it is. So now I'm going to end up with a picture that's 1000 pixels wide and 563 pixels high. So just to recap, no change, 25, 50, 75% smaller, preset resolutions or custom sizes we're doing here. Now they offer you the option to have special effects. Very nice, but for most of what people want to do, they just want to change the size of the picture. So the top section, we've changed it. The optional special effects are there. We're not going to use any of them. And then we get the opportunity to determine the file size as opposed to the image size. Now we can choose the format: JPEG, GIF, PNG and good old-fashioned BMP. I don't think anybody uses that anymore. We're going to stick with the JPEG, and then we have the option of 3 different quality levels. So good, better and best will determine different file sizes. So a best file will be larger than a better, and a better will be larger than a good. We're going to stick with better, which should give us a medium-sized image. Now, what we can also do is specify a maximum file size, and then that will work. The save as facility will work out what the best calculation is to get to that file size. We're going to leave it as JPEG and better, and now I'm going to hit I'm done resize my picture. So now I've hit resize my picture, and I'm immediately shown the size of my picture. It's 1000 by 563 and it's 78 KB. Now if that's not small enough, I can resume edit and go back and change that selection, or I can view the image to have a look at what it looks like, or I can save it to disk. So I'm going to hit save to disk, and there it is, and it's added a resize and a 1 because I've already resized it once to check it. So I can save that, or I can rename that completely final shot. So I changed that to final shot and saved it, and now I can go off and use final shot, or I can go back by hitting pick resize and do another one. A few people have asked me, is there an alternative for removing the background in images, because you only get a limited number depending on what level of investment you've made in InVideo. Well, I'm pleased to say I can show you one of those too. Okay, in this video we're going to look at an online tool that's free for removing the background from an object. So we're going to go to a place called burner.bonanza.com. okay, and we're going to be able to do them here. Now, to use this you need to create an account. It is a free account, it doesn't cost any money, and I've automatically been signed in, but you can try it for free anyway. And when you've tried it, it will ask you to create the account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a photo, and I'm going to use the product shot that I used in the other video about how to size things. So we're going to load that up, and you can see it's uploading, and there it is. So there's the original. There is the background removed. But one other advantage that this has is you can share it on Facebook, etc., and also you can replace the background. So you can hit replace, and they'll give you loads of things, or you can choose your own file. So if I choose my own file and I go down to this drive, I've got Deal fuel and 60 geometric backgrounds. JPEG. I can simply pick one of those, open it, and hey presto, I've now got my background, and I can now save it and download. Of course, if I didn't want to replace the background, I could just simply have selected here, and you can see you get the choice to download as a JPEG or as a PNG. Now the difference being, if I save it as a JPEG, I'll get a white background. If I save it as a PNG, I'll get a transparent background. Okay, so I'm going to save it as a white background for this exercise, but if you saved it as a PNG, you could go on to use it within other products where you have backgrounds, or you could even put it inside a video and use the video background. So I'm going to save as a JPEG, and you can see this one adds .burn to the end. And I'm going to say that says product on white background. Save. So that's a free product that will allow you to remove your background and replace it if you wish. The only limitation with the replace background is that it creates a square picture. Well, we hope you found that useful. Don't forget, you can ask us any questions you want. Just send us a message. Stay safe. That's our message today.